Porsche Cup Challenge. This is our last week of our season. This is real exciting. I got a new microphone. I hope this works. I hope my voice isn't too loud, too quiet. I don't know. If it's any of the above or nothing of the above, let me know in the chat. And I can try and quote fix it and make it sound better. We are just now watching our open qualifying right now. Right now we're watching the open qualifying. We've got 15 minutes for all the drivers. We got 4 laps maximum. Of course, it's gonna be, what's it called? There's enough time, obviously, to finish your 4 laps. It's about 2 minutes a lap, as you can see, plus your out lap, you got about 10 minutes. With the open qualifying, you're gonna want to find as much space as possible to not have someone get in your way. A little bit of a challenge to have that open qualifying. Maybe drop the race sound a little bit. Okay, I will. There we go. I got the sounds of the cars a little bit quieter. Hopefully you can hear my beautiful, maybe not so beautiful, I have no idea kind of voice. You know, it's that kind of, you never like listening to your own voice, but yeah. We're just, Mark Lampert looks like he's done his qualifying 4 laps, and now he's just doing his practice starts. We got Young Choi has now set a lap time. This track being a 2-minute lap, it's quite a long lap. Very challenging. Oh, post-qualifying celebrations. Look at that. Yeah, it's quite a challenge to set a lap because it's so easy to get 1x on your lap anywhere, and all of a sudden that lap is now out of the question and just does not count. So it's definitely one of the challenges. We have in our races 15x incident limit. So when you get 15x, you're going to have, it's going to trigger a drive-through for you. And with that drive-through, it's going to put you many positions down. You don't want that. You want to avoid that at all costs. At 20x, you'll be disqualified from the race. We've got our qualifying. It's not quite done, but what I'm going to do is, while we still have the time, I want to pull up, because we have quite a battle for the top 4 positions in our season. You can see we've got Charlie Pouyer is not that many points ahead of Michael Hownick. It looks like 12 points, and then the battle for 3rd between Simon Fell and Carl Ribbing is only 6 points between the two. So if we just take a look at these guys here and where they're standing in their championships, and then let's bring up the qualifying and let's just see how it's going to turn out. Of course, this is just the qualifying, and absolutely anything can happen in this race. So Simon Fell, he's in P10 so far. It looks like he's done his qualifying. Carl Ribbing, I believe, is 6 points behind Simon, so he's in 6th spot to start. That's going to give a lot of what's it called? It's going to a lot of an upper hand for Carl to be that much further up. Michael Hownick is not on pole position. That's actually surprising to me. Daniel Thomas has out-qualified Michael Hownick. Wow. So that's going to be a hell of a race for these two. And Michael Hownick, of course, is racing for that 1st place in our season with Charlie Pouyer in 5th spot. So I'm sure Charlie's just hoping that Daniel can just keep Michael Hownick out of 1st and out of more points. Looks like our qualifying is finished right now. Okay, let's bring up our qualifying results. Let's take a look at that grid. We got lots of cars tonight. This is amazing. Rafa Casacerda, I'm not sure if he's coming in to race, coming in to watch. I don't know. But welcome. Welcome from Brazil. We got Daniel Thomas coming at us from across the pond. I believe that's the Wales flag. I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong there, but it's somewhere in the UK. Michael Hownick in 2nd place. Francois Schenck back in our races, up where he belongs in 3rd place. Mark Lampert up in 4th place. Charlie Pouyer in 5th. Carl Ribbing in 6th. Ariel Julian 7th. Young Choi 8th. Aaron Hall in 9th. Simon Fell in 10th. Gary Watson from the land down under in Australia coming at us in 11th spot. Mark Santana in 12th. Benjamin Roche 13th. Michael David in 14th. And Rafa Cascarda, again, I'm not sure if he's going to be racing or not. I guess we'll find out once everyone's hit the grid. Let's get rid of that gridding. Don't want to look at that ugly chart anymore. And actually, I'm curious, what is our weather? We have a very cloudy track condition, so our track temps are going to vary greatly. They're going to vary greatly from possibly from one race to the next, or even at the beginning of one race to the end of the other next race. We have two races. We have our sprint race, which decides our grid, gridding for our feature race. I think we're just waiting for everyone to grid, maybe not. Let's see what happens. And we can also just take a look at some of the pretty cars. You see Michael Haunick hasn't changed his paints yet. He spends more time driving than painting his car, I guess. So having some nice, beautiful paints. Look at that. Oh, lights are on. Let's get a better view. Let's see how this goes. Lights are on, lights are off, and away we go. We've already had some shuffling. Everyone got away real clean. It looks like Michael Haunick, maybe not the best of start. Daniel Thomas is now well into the lead, coming into the first turn. Francois Schink has made up a position as well. Michael Haunick is down into 4th spot. Even Mark Lampert has gained a position to force Michael Haunick further back. We have some too wide coming through the S's. Now they're starting to filter out into that beautiful looking train of Porsche Cup Challenge cars. We're gonna... Oh, and it looks like Mark Lampert has gone off the track, and he is now back in the last spot. He's going to have a lot of catching up to do. We're going to have to take a look at how that happened later on. Not quite yet, because everyone is still very much within contact, and we can't look away from this. It's exciting. Looks like Charlie Pouyer is up in 4th from his 5th position, and everyone's now coming through the hairpin nice and clean. Cars are coming into that accordion effect and bunching up, and now they're exiting, just powering out of that hairpin, coming around, heading towards Spoon, with Daniel Thomas still in the lead, but Francois Schink in 2nd and Michael Haunick in 3rd. Michael Haunick gaining one of those positions with Mark Lampert. Yeah, brain fog, eh? Check that out. Mark Lampert going off. That's brought Michael Haunick back up to 3rd, but Daniel Thomas still stress-free in that lead, 8/10 ahead of Francois Schink. 7/10 ahead is the next car back of Michael Haunick. And now we have everyone heading through. Oh, and Gary Watson's gone off on 130R. And no one else was affected, fortunately, from that spin out. Looks like Young Choi's going up the inside of Carl Ribbing, heading down the main start-finish straight, heading towards turn 1. We've got the Young Choi looking to gain a position, maybe not. Oh, and there's contact, and it looks like Carl Ribbing has been sent off, and that's going to hurt his chances within that season. And unfortunately off the track, but luckily he's got the feature race where he can try and make as much of a recovery drive as possible to stay ahead of Simon Fell in the season points. Daniel Thomas is looking like he's starting to break away from Francois Schink. Michael Haunick's got a lot of work he's got to do with Charlie Pouyer directly behind him. That's not where Michael Haunick wants this to be for the season standings. But at least there's the feature race. But there's still also a lot of time left. This is 15 minutes, of course. It's not that short of a race. And it looks like Michael Haunick is going for the pass, heading towards Spoon. He's going up the inside towards Spoon on Francois Schink. And it looks like who's gonna get the better exit where nobody knows, and it's bringing Charlie Puyer into the mix. Francois is now behind Michael Houghton, but of course he's gonna have that beautiful, beautiful draft coming up that straight, heading towards 130R. Does Francois make a move, or is Michael Houghton going to be able to defend? We don't know. Let's see what happens. They are almost touching each other right now. Michael Houghton able to stay ahead, but just barely. Looks like, is there a... Oh no, and Daniel Thomas, we just looked away, and Daniel Thomas has spun out. We're going to have to take a look at what happened, and that's put Michael Houghton into the lead of this race, with Francois Schink in second and Charlie Puyer in third. That's quite a spin. That's an untimely spin, a bad time to spin. And Daniel Thomas is now way down the order at 13th position. I can't look away yet and check out that replay, because we've got the battle heating up between Michael Houghton and Francois Schink. Francois is not letting him go. He is right on his tail. We're going to follow along real quick with that. Oh, and there's how close these two cars are. They're almost kissing each other. French kissing each other, let's say, with Francois Schink in the mix. And Charlie Puyer and Ariel Julian as well, not far behind. All of them ready to pounce the moment any mistake happens, just as we saw with Mark Lampert and Daniel Thomas, who are far down the order from where they started. So all these drivers very, very close to each other, ready to make up all those positions when one driver slips up. These cars, as I always say, very, very challenging to drive. Very easy to make a mistake. Let's change camera angles. Very easy to make a mistake. No ABS and no traction control, so this is absolutely all driver. Michael Houghton coming around, spoon exiting, using all of that track to head towards 130R with the most speed possible. Francois is not giving up. We have a lot of tight battles throughout this field tonight. I'm going to head over to Mark Santana and Benjamin Roche real quick. They're heading towards 130R. And it looks like they head through that nice and cleanly. Oh, and we've got battle heating up between Francois Schink and Charlie Puyer. Something must have happened to Francois Schink. Charlie Puyer has closed the gap. Francois taking the inside line. Charlie's got to go around the outside and try and make this stick. Oh, it doesn't look like Charlie left enough space for Francois, and that's unfortunately put himself off of the track. And that's going to hurt his championships run and help Michael Houghton quite a bit. But at least no damage as far as I can see. Able to carry on, and he's down to 6th position. So we're going to have to see how that goes and follow along with that story as it plays out. Let's see, we've got in the very back, we've got a few front runners. Oh, wait. Aaron Hall, I'm seeing, has gone off. Looks like Charlie Puyer has crashed as well. There's a lot. I gotta go through some replays, but not yet, because we've got Carl Ribbing with Aaron Hall directly in front of him. Mark Lampert, Daniel Thomas, all in this intense battle heading towards the hairpin. And this is the hardest corner for braking. Everyone locks up. I lock up. This is not an easy corner to take. We got Aaron Hall is coming out of that in the lead with a damaged car, so it's not long until Carl Ribbing is able to make a pass. He's going around the outside on Aaron Hall. Aaron Hall down on his straight line speed, and it looks like Mark Lampert, Daniel Thomas have made a pass as well on Spoon. Carl Ribbing going wide. I'm not sure if that's going to be a slowdown for Carl or not. Let's see. Daniel Thomas is directly behind Carl Ribbing now, heading towards Spoon. Nope, that's Mark Lampert. My mistake. Mark Lampert looking to make an inside move. Carl Ribbing throwing the defensive lines, and that's allowed Daniel Thomas to make a pass on Mark Lampert, heading... Oh, and no, he blocks up the brakes, and he was able to avoid everyone, and that is amazing sportsmanship to avoid as many cars as possible and not take anyone out, but it's put him well down the order with quite a slowdown, I'm sure. And that's that's quite a battle, and that's quite a way to have it end. That's the challenge of these cars. That's the challenge we offer in this league. We're gonna head up real quick to Michael Hounik. It looks like with a little bit of luck, he's started to run away with it up in that lead. He's 2.7 seconds ahead of Francois. Francois in second place. Ariel Julian directly behind Francois. And they're just coming around, heading towards the hairpin right now. The field, has thinned out, but also bunched up in the middle pack. We're following along with Mark Santana right now, the car number 333, heading towards that hairpin. And no lockups that I can see, but he went a little bit wide, allowing Benjamin Roche to start thinking about making a pass on Mark Santana right here. Michael David directly in tow. We got about a 5-car battle that I can see with Mark Santana, Benjamin Roche, Michael David, Daniel Thomas, Carl Ribbing, all very much in close contact to each other within a second of each other. There's so much action happening, I can't even look at the replays. This is intense. I want to see though. Oh no. Looks like Benjamin Roche going up the inside into 130R. Mark Santana letting him pass, conceding the corner, and just tucking in behind, heading towards the chicane. And on to our final straight with Michael David directly behind. Let's see how this goes. Who gets the better exit towards our last corner? And this is quite an intense battle between 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cars. Daniel Thomas, of course, was at one point up at the front, now battling it out for his life in the very back of the pack, trying to make up as many positions as possible. He's got 4 minutes to go. Of course, our sprint race sets the grid for a 30-minute feature. You want to be as far up as possible so that you have a better chance come our feature where you're getting all the points. Of course, it's half points for our sprint race. Next season, that will be changing. It's going to be reverse 8 into our feature from our sprint, and it's going to challenge our drivers in every possible way. So not just pace to win our races, and not just pace to win our championships. Mark Santana heading the charge of this pack towards that hairpin. It looks like is Daniel Thomas able to make it past Michael David? And he is. There's a little bit of a lockup, I believe, from Michael David. Daniel Thomas able to take advantage of that and head by him after that hairpin. So there's one more position for Daniel Thomas. And now he's starting to think about Mark Santana as well. And he's through. He's gone up the inside of Mark Santana, heading towards 130R. And this is quite a battle. This field is shaking up, I gotta say. So now Daniel Thomas up to 7th position after his giant spin that he had at the beginning. There's just so much happening. I just cannot look at my replays. Oh, and looks like Michael David's gone off, and that's a very common place to goose it. A little bit too much throttle, and yeah, that sometimes happens. Very unfortunate, but here we go. Heading towards turn 1. Daniel Thomas thinking about the inside. He's poking the nose. He's trying to stress him out, I'm sure. The car of Benjamin Roche. But Benjamin Roche is just looking very, very composed. They're heading through the S's. Daniel Thomas closer than he's ever been. Let's take a look at how close he is. He's about to melt his bumper off the exhaust of that number 78 car. Daniel Thomas looking for that exit. Is he going to be able to go around the outside heading towards Degner? And he is, and he's through. And almost touches the grass, but he's able to keep it clean, jumps that car like it's a dirt bike, and he's now through back up into P6, heading towards that hairpin. Now that we have a quick second, I think, let's take a look at how Mark Lampert ended up at the very back. Oh, no, let's go a little bit further back. Not quite here. That's him off the track. Yep, just a little bit too much throttle and off the track. We've got battle between Carl Ribbing and Mark Santana. These guys are really, really going at every position, of course, matters, especially for guys like Carl Ribbing and Simon Fell, who are in a battle for those championship points. I'm going to now quickly take a look at how did Daniel Thomas end up at the back. Our race is almost over, but I want to just take a look. Oh, and it just got a little bit too much curb. And there he went. Luckily, not any damage that I can see, and that's how he ended up way, way back. And I think those are the important ones. Oh, no, I want to... Let's see, it looks like Aaron Hall has crashed, but anyways. We're going to go through our field right about now. And we've got Michael Hounek in the lead. He's walking to a stress-free victory of our sprint race, it's looking like. We got Francois in the gentleman's car, the gentleman's Porsche of that beautiful deep purple. Absolutely love it. Of course, this is the last lap of our race. We got Ariel Julian. Hey, I didn't even notice he's in a purple car too. I thought it was blue, actually. Must have changed that. We got Young Choi in 4th position, of course, in that pink car. Simon Fell in 5th position. A lot of pink and purple here, isn't there, eh? In that 5th position. Looking good for his... let's, of course, take a look at our movers and shakers. Ariel up 4, Young Choi up 4, Simon Fell up 4. Now looking to be down one of those positions. Daniel Thomas is now challenging for his 5th spot, but not able to make it work. But Simon Fell's up 5 positions in 5th from where he started. Daniel Thomas is directly behind. Carl Ribbing's down 1. Benjamin Roche is down up 5. Mark Santana's... no, we gotta head up to the lead. Oh, he's not there yet, but he's now coming across the start-finish line. And Michael Hounek has taken that sprint race victory. Francois Schink coming across that line in 2nd. Ariel Julian coming across in 3rd. Young Choi coming across in 4th. Is Daniel Thomas going to make it work for one more position gain? Not quite. Simon Fell still got that 5th spot with Daniel Thomas coming across in 6th. Carl Ribbing coming across in 7th. Benjamin Roche in 8th place. Benjamin Roche up 5 positions from where he qualified for. That is amazing. Mark Santana is up 3 positions from where he qualified from. And that is a great run from him. We got Mark Santana coming across in 10th, down 6 positions. That's a little painful, I gotta say. Gary Watson coming across exactly where he started. Oh, and there's the post-race celebrations. Look at that. Field goal. Woo! Michael David up 2 positions from where he started. Aaron Hall down 4. Charlie Pouyer is down 9. Let me see if I can quickly take a look at how did he crash. Oh, yes, that's right. That is where he crashed. We did watch that live. No need to watch that one again, so we just waiting for Charlie to come across that finish line and get us going towards our feature race. He's just got a long way to go still. He's heading towards 130R. He's quite far behind, to be honest. But so he's got a long way to go. This is actually, I think, put him at risk. Oh, and there's the broadcaster's curse, possibly. This has quite possibly put him at risk of losing the first position in the season to Michael Houck, who, let me pull up best times. Oh, I wasn't able to get it in time. Michael Houck taking all of the points. Let's do results. Michael Houck, of course, taking all of the points, I believe, for that sprint race, and Charlie being in 14th. I think that might have swung the championship right there. At the end of the race, of course, I'm going to input all of our data and pull up our championship points, and we'll actually be able to see the winners. So let's see, I want to bring up, let's take a look at our points again of our season before we head into our final feature race. Let's take a look. Charlie Pouyer, starting at the back of the grid. He's got a long way to go, or he's going to be hoping that there's some sort of mistake or something happens up front. Michael Houck's looking like he's got a good shot. I believe Charlie should be good for at least second spot in the season. But yeah, Simon Fell and Carl Ribbing is definitely the battle that we're going to have to be watching. Let's see what our track conditions are. Something's happened there. Okay. No, get out of here. Okay. Why won't it go away? Something is wrong. Okay, I'm gonna have to close that. How's it work in computers? If there you go, look at that. Turn it off and turn it on again. Perfect. It works every time, doesn't it? Here we go, the lights are on. And the lights are off, and away we go. A lot of move and shaking. This might be a 5-car wide. Oh my gosh. What is happening here? Michael Houck clearly in the lead, but with everyone behind in quite a mix-up. This is anybody's game. Absolutely anybody's game to how this plays out. Michael Houck is out to a clear lead with Francois Schenck directly behind, but that's not where the action is. That's not where we're going to be looking right now. Daniel Thomas, I believe, is right where he started, but there's a lot of cars going side by side through those S's. They haven't quite filtered out into that train of cars, not quite yet. They're just not willing to give up those spots. They're fighting tooth and nail for every little bit of it. Aaron Hall coming across Dagner, going a little bit wide, losing it a little bit under braking, but not quite, fortunately. And now he's lost the position to Mark Santana. Oh, and Simon Fell's gone wide into that hairpin and is now down to 5th position. I believe he had a few gained, and now he's down. Let's see, there's a lot of purple cars here. Heading into Spoon, Daniel Thomas is taking that risky lunge up the inside, oh no, and Michael Houck has spun going through Spoon, and that's exactly what Charlie Pouyer was hoping for. And that's put Michael Houck at the very back of that pack. And see, he's even behind Charlie now. And that's propelled Francois Schenck with a 2-second lead into the lead of this race. That is, oh my gosh. And that's and it looks like there's a walk up, but everyone stayed safe heading into that chicane. With Francois in a comfortable lead, we're going to have to see if he can keep it. Of course, it's a very, very long race. Oh, it looks like Benjamin Roche has spun in the same place that Michael David had spun earlier. Not too important anymore, because at the back, unfortunately, hopefully Benjamin Roche can make up some positions still, but back up to Mark Lampert and the train of Porsches directly behind him. Every one of them looking to take his spots should he spin. And as we've seen through the evening, a lot of spinners It's not an easy track to stay clean. As you can see, it's a 36 Celsius track temperature, a little bit cooler than our sprint race. So hopefully that helps keep it clean for them, but it's a hard track, I gotta say. Going through Digner, Mark Lamper is in the lead with Ariel Julian directly behind. Daniel Thomas thinking about how to make up extra positions in this feature race, get right back up to the lead, think about winning. Daniel Thomas taking it looks like on the exit actually of the hairpin, able to get some overlap on Ariel Julian. Ariel Julian got the better launch out of that corner though. Heading towards Spoon. Daniel Thomas looking for a better exit, heading out of Spoon to try and get some overlap on Ariel Julian. Now looks like I'm just seeing on my relatives, Young Choi has spun and gone off the track. We'll have to take a look at what happened there later. But not quite yet, because we got Mark Lampert, Ariel Julian, Daniel Thomas in a battle for second. And anything can happen. Sometimes you poke a nose and all of a sudden you're down 2 spots, up 3 spots. You never know what can happen. We got, looks like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 car battle here. 5 car battle, 4-second spot. And this is also a sign of how much these drivers have improved over the season. Just to see them all really, really going for it. Looks like Francois Schink, without all of that extra pressure on his rear bumper, is able to start creating a decent gap to Mark Lampert. I gotta take a quick look at this as well. Michael Hownick, who spun earlier, has made up many, many spots, still down a lot. Charlie Pouyer directly behind him. It looks like he's carving the way for Charlie to just follow in his wake. Sorry if I've got the sniffles. I know it doesn't sound the greatest, but this new microphone picks up everything, eh? Michael Hownick, of course, getting even closer to Rafa Casacerda. Aaron Hall making a pass on... Oh no, yeah, Aaron Hall making a pass on Michael David into the hairpin, and directly behind, it looks like Michael Hownick made a pass on Rafa Casacerda. And he's now up into 9th position, trying to get as far away from Charlie as possible. Real quick, we gotta head right back up into that battle for second, heading out of Spoon and towards 130R. Mark Lampert, Ariel Julian, Daniel Thomas in almost a 3-wide situation through 130R. We got car of 613 on the inside of 15, heading through 130R, and Daniel Thomas able to sneak on the inside of Mark Lampert. And Mark Lampert's now down 2 positions from second and he's in 4th spot with Ariel Julian in the lead of this group right now. Daniel Thomas ups 1 spot and is trying to find a way to get through into 2nd spot, heading towards turn 1. We got Ariel Julian trying to break the draft of the cars behind, not quite successful, but you can see the cars dipping down, heading into that 2nd turn. Daniel Thomas going wide, losing it under braking and allowing Mark Lampert to come right back up the inside, but Daniel Thomas throwing a strong defensive line. Mark Lampert having to back out just to keep it real safe. But now we've got Simon Fell and Carl Ribbing. Of course, these two are in a battle for the season championships, that final 3rd payout spot in our championship. So these two, it's funny how they are with 6 points from each other, and we're gonna have to find out who actually gets that 3rd spot in the end. And heading towards the hairpin, looks like Simon Fell is still ahead, but just barely. Carl Ribbing is directly behind him. He's being a real pest to the car of 256, not letting him get away. And towards Spoon, and out of it, let's see who gets the better exit. looks like they're both coming away nice and clean. It looks like, oh, Simon Fell was able to still get a great exit even though he went a little bit wide. I don't think Carl Ribbing's going to be able to make any passes, and we're going to have to find out at the end if Carl's happy with being behind him and how that plays out for our season standings. With Ariel Julian in second spot, back up to this battle, Mark Lamper is a little bit further behind than he'd like, at about 1 second behind of this battle now. And so it's just become 2 cars between Ariel Julian and Daniel Thomas. Heading towards turn 1. Daniel Thomas has made a decent recovery after that lockup last lap and that mistake under braking. He's able to still hold that spot and start thinking about how can he get up into second. Francois is just having the absolute drive of his life, putting on a 4.5 second gap to the second place of Ariel Julian, which is absolutely incredible. We're going to have to follow along a little bit with Michael Haunick, who's making the recovery drive of his life. Charlie Poulier is 2.4 seconds back of Haunick. So that's not too far back. Is Aaron Hall going to... Oh, and Aaron Hall goes a little bit wide, losing control of the car, and it's just now chosen to tuck in behind Haunick and let him have it, because I don't think he really had a choice, to be honest. So that's one more spot for Haunick, and he's now 3.7 seconds up to the next one. With that battle for a second, we got Ariel Julian, Daniel Thomas. Daniel Thomas now taking the inside on that giant sweeping turn, taking the outside position through Spoon, and there's the over-under, and is he able to make it work? Not quite, and that's opened him up for Mark Lampert to start striking. Oh, and he actually is able to still make it work. So now Daniel Thomas heading towards 130R is on the inside of Ariel Julian and up into second position with Mark Lampert in tow, trying to make it through that corner. And there's a touch, and they touch. But Mark Lampert has made it through safely. A little bit of door banging, just a gentle, hey, I'm right here, I'm making it. I'm walking through this door that Daniel Thomas has opened up, and that's put Ariel Julian from second all the way to fourth. Oh, no! He's touched the grass. Ariel Julian has touched the grass, and he's gone off and spun. And let's see how far back does he end up. He's now in 12th spot. Oh, is this 13? He is now 13. That's a heartbreaker, I gotta say. That's definitely a heartbreaker. With 19 minutes left. I don't know if Ariel Julian's friends are watching, but yeah. You know what? If you guys are, then you can blame Ariel. You can blame them. But anyways, back up to Daniel Thomas has now. It looks like he's broken away. Oh, and something has happened. Something real big happened there. Mark Lampert was doing real well. Let's take a quick look at what happened. Oh, and he went off on his own. Let's see. It looks like he went off on his own. Let's see how that happened. Just a little bit sideways, hits the barrier a little bit, and into the other side. And that's that car may not be drivable. We'll have to see. It looks like it is. Wow, what a trooper! Drive through it anyways. That's beautiful, but also unfortunate. So that's put Carl Ribbing in the final podium position for our race, with Simon Fell 1.5 seconds back. So that means Carl Ribbing passed Simon Fell. Let's take a look at where did that happen, because that's a pivotal moment right there. Looks like Simon Fell went wide, and Carl Ribbing was able to. Oh, and that's a beautiful pass, just taking advantage of someone else's misfortune of going a little bit wide, and that's put Carl Ribbing into our final podium position. Of course, our podium positions in our race give 2 points more than fourth, so first place will give 40 points, second place will give 38, third place will give 36, Fourth, oh, and Michael Hounik is up even more spots. Wow. Fourth place will give 34, and then 33 points for fifth, 32 points, and so on, and it's one on the way down. So scoring a podium is definitely an advantage for your season points, and that's why you can see Michael Hounik really making a charge to get right back up there. He wants every single point that he can get. And it's actually split the two cars of Carl Ribbing and Simon Fell. And that's going to hurt Simon Fell's chances unless Michael Hounik can also peg Carl Ribbing off of that final podium spot. And with 16 and a half minutes to go, it's actually very, very likely. I want to real quick take a look at the biggest movers and shakers of our feature race. Oh, and Simon Fell going quite wide, and it looks like Aaron Hall, who's directly behind, is maybe going to think about making a pass. Uh-oh. Michael David had a little bit of misfortune at that hairpin and has gone off. Back up to our race. We got Francois Schenck up one position through. Daniel Thomas is up 4. Carl Ribbing is up 4. Simon Fell is exactly where he started. Aaron Hall is up 7. Charlie Pouyer is up 7 after his not so great sprint race. Rafa Casacerda, who started at the very back, is up 7 positions. Amazing drive from him. Young Choi is down 5 positions. Ariel Julian is down 7 positions from that mistake that we saw earlier. Mark Santana is down 2. Michael David is exactly where he started. Gary Watson is down 2. Benjamin Roche is down 6. And Mark Lampert, from the mistake that we saw, is down 5. And it looks like he's just out of the race. Let's bring our intervals and let's see. Actually, I want to see who's got the best time so far, because currently, whoever has the best lap time gets 1 extra bonus point, and every single bonus point, of course, does matter. And it looks like it's Michael Hounik. No surprise there, I'm not going to lie. I think Michael Hounik has gained every single bonus point that every single race he's been in, so no surprise. And throwing this out there, if there's anyone wanting to challenge Michael Hounik, he's ready and willing for everyone to challenge him. Any takers? Any takers? Anyways. As he's closing in on Carl Ribbing's third and final podium position with 15 minutes to go, it's looking very likely he's going to get a bye. It's just a matter of time. He's just got to figure out how to do it and how to do it safely, of course. Heading towards the hairpin. Oh, and Carl Ribbing goes wide under braking, and that's just opened the door for Michael Hounik to just walk straight through. And so that was easier, I'm sure, than he was hoping. Or, not hoping, easier than he was expecting, but exactly what he was hoping for. Heading towards Spoon, we've got Simon Fell, and Aaron Hall is directly behind, and here's a battle heading out of Spoon down that main straight towards 130R. Charlie Pouyer is the third car in this battle. So every point for Charlie matters as well in that fight for first in the season against Michael Hounik. Aaron Hall going up the inside towards 130R on Simon Fell, able to get through cleanly. And is ahead heading into that chicane. Looks like Charlie Pouyer made a late lunge on Simon Fell into that chicane and is actually able to get by. He was able to make that work. What a beautiful, beautiful pass from Charlie Pouyer. That was a real dandy, I gotta say. So that's put Charlie Pouyer up into 6th spot, trying to have the recovery drive of his life here. I don't think I've seen this paint scheme on Charlie before. It looks new. It's all black with a white stripe down the middle. It's far from his Red Bull days, of course. But and now he's starting to think about how can he make a move on Aaron Hall and get up into 5th. We've got Aaron Hall is up 8 positions in our feature race, with Charlie Pouyer is up 8 positions as well. Rumor has it Aaron Hall didn't do much practicing for Suzuka, just a little bit of an arrive and drive. So this is just showing the skill that Aaron's got. Just to be in the 5th position with this many gains, with that little practice, that is an incredible drive from Aaron Hall. And it looks like the cars have all bunched up into that hairpin with that accordion effect. Charlie is just now closing the gap as he gets into the spoon, looking for a wide exit to get the best possible run on Aaron Hall towards 130R. It looks like he might be able to get up alongside. Let's see if he can make it work, or if he's not going to get there in time. Or are we going to see another lunge into that final turn? Coming around 130R, he is not going to be able to make it work, so he's going to be behind. Charlie Pouyer is going to be behind Aaron Hall for one more lap, and we've now got a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 car battle with Aaron Hall, Charlie Pouyer, Simon Fell, Rafa Kasakura, and Young Choi. They're all very much within contact of each other. They're all getting that draft right off of Aaron Hall. So this is going to become quite interesting very quickly. 11 minutes left, of course. So there's lots of time left, lots of time for passes. It's going to get real exciting real quick. Charlie Pouyer wanting by. He may open the door for the car behind. We're going to have to see how this plays out. Going through the S's right now, we've got the two-face car of Aaron Hall in the lead of this. And it looks like the drivers are struggling just a little bit with the S's. It's definitely a separator of the pack. The challenge of the S's is keeping the rear end in check, the front end in check, not burning up your front tires too much. And after 19-20 minutes, you still gotta be on point. Not an easy feat. Not an easy feat, so the car is bunching up into that accordion effect, and it looks like Simon Fell going wide, and Young Choi is spun, coming out of the hairpin, just a little bit too much throttle, and that's put Young Choi into the back and out of the race here for 5th spot. And that's unfortunate. It looked like Simon Fell went wide as well, but he did not lose any positions from that, fortunately, but it's brought Rafa Kasakura real close and put Simon into a bit of an uncomfortable situation, I'd have to say, where he's going to have to start thinking about how he's going to keep this guy behind him. And it's a lot of race left to go. A lot of race left to go to keep a driver behind that really wants by. Oh! And Simon Fell went a little bit wide off track, and Rafa Kasakura has made it through, pushing Simon Fell into 8th position, and of course Carl Ribbing up in the 4th. And we've got now Charlie Pouyer is going up the inside on Aaron Hall, heading into turn 1, coming through into turn 2 and heading towards the S's. So Charlie has found his way through Aaron Hall and up in the 5th spot. And Aaron Hall was not letting him get away easy, of course, benefiting from that draft of Charlie Pouyer. Let's see how long he can hold it, or if he can actually get right back up there and take that spot back. We're gonna head up real quick to Francois Schenck. He's having a boring and exciting race. Starting from 2nd, now in 1st place. As I say, boring and exciting all at the same time, because being in 1st place, it's nerve-wracking to be way up there. It's even more nerve-wracking to see your delta from 2nd place with Daniel Thomas directly behind, to see that number shrinking. So it's just a battle of keeping your wits about you, keeping it consistent, not losing too much pace, keeping your tires in check. So we're going to have to follow along at the very end of this race and see if this gap really closes, or if he can keep him behind. With Michael Hownick back up into 3rd place after his spin and that mistake, which put him at the very back of the pack. He's made his way all the way back up into 3rd. and on that final podium position. Oh, and Simon Fell was passed. Let's take a look. Let's just take a real quick replay look at how that happened. Looks like Ariel Julian was able to get the inside on Simon Fell into 130R. Sorry about that. Must be dust in my, I don't know. So once again, Ariel Julian was able to get up the inside on Simon Fell into 130R and has pushed Simon Fell down into 9th position. Definitely not a place that he wants to be. He's definitely at risk of losing that final payout position in our season standings to Carl Ribbing, who's having quite a drive, I gotta say. In a real great spot. He's just gotta manage his tires, manage his emotions, and he can bring it home. In that 3rd spot, Charlie Pouyer with Aaron Hall directly on his tail. Aaron Hall with not that much practice, as I said earlier, on this track. They have drive and drive. Look at that. He's become pro now. It's going to be easier for Aaron because of that situation to follow Charlie Pouyer and follow Charlie's lines, who's a very well practiced at this track driver. At this track, yep, I said that correct. So it's almost to Aaron Hall's benefit to be behind him, draft him, and then take the position at the very end. I hear some tire screeching. Who was that? That was Carl Ribbing has gone off the track, and this has become real exciting. Let's just take a quick look at how did that happen. Heading into Spoon, hits the brakes, car nose dives down, goes a little bit wide, and off of that curb, spins. Luckily, he is able to save the car, absolutely no damage. Tires maybe not too great, but he's only down into 5th spot. Oh, and it looks like Aaron Hall has spun. Let's take a real quick look at how that one happened. A little further back. Oh, and off of the curb, out of 130R, and that's the exact same thing that we saw with Daniel Thomas. Oh, and on the roof, that car, I don't know if that car is going to be able to drive anymore, and that's what happened to Aaron Hall. Oh, and he's able to keep going. Steering may not be straight after that one. We're going to head to battle with Carl Ribbing, Rafa Cascarita, and Ariel Julian, and like I was saying earlier, every single point matters. Every single position matters for Carl Ribbing, for Simon Fell. With Carl Ribbing's a little bit of a spin, luckily he's still in 5th position. But I gotta say, I'm sure it's put him in a very, very tense spot with 2 very fast, very capable drivers directly behind him. They're heading towards that hairpin right now. They're very close. Rafa and Ariel are in a battle. Looks like Ariel's trying to gain overlap on the outside of the hairpin, but not quite. Rafa's able to take a better exit and still stay ahead. And I'm sure Carl Ribbon's got a smile on his face to see these 2 cars in his rearview mirror battling it out. It's gotta, I'm sure, take off a lot of pressure. Oh my gosh, Ariel Julian, oh no! And Ariel Julian on the inside of Rafa unfortunately made contact and has spun Rafa around. And that's definitely taken a lot of pressure off of Carl, I'm sure. But look who is now directly behind Carl Ribbing. His championship battle rival, Simon Fell, is up into 6th position. He was at 9th position quite a few laps ago. Now back up to 6th. So this is gonna come right down to the wire. I have no idea how this is gonna turn out. This may be a 1-point difference in our season. So that's a lot of pressure on Carl just to keep it clean, not lose any more spots, because that's very high risk if he does. Ariel Julian looks like he's out of the race. Rafa Cascarita's in 7th after that incident. We got Aaron Hall, who's just having a car that doesn't look too happy, I gotta say. But being a trooper that he is, he's gonna finish that race, and looks like he's in 8th spot right now. We've got Mark Santana, who is in 9th position. He's our steady Eddie of our league. Doing pretty well. It looks like at one point he went off the track. Let's just take a look. How did that happen? Oh, and you hit the bumps under braking, and yeah, that's not going to do so well. That's definitely one challenging braking zone. There may have been other incidents that's put him further behind than he really wanted to be. Because it looks like he was already far behind at that point. Aaron Hall with a damaged car. Oh, wow. Right back up to the lead pack. I gotta take a look at this right now. We got Francois Schenck, who was in the lead with a few seconds gap, and Daniel Thomas was able to close that, and now this is a battle for the win of the race. Heading out of the final corner, heading onto our straight. We've got Francois Schenck is, of course, still in the lead, but Daniel Thomas right on his tail, within that draft range. Starting to think about how can he open up that door for himself to get through and win this race. Michael Houghton is in 3rd. I think he's a little too far back to make an impact on this battle. It's 7 seconds behind. But at least Houghton has made quite a recovery drive to get into a great point spot for the season. Can't look away yet, though. We've got these two cars are real close, closer than ever. Daniel Thomas, the car 160, closed the gap on car 88 of Francois Schenck, heading through Degner, making their car take the leap of faith, and then the braking zone that we saw Mark Santana earlier lose it. And then heading into this hairpin, it's a real challenge, I gotta say. You're coming around with the car totally unsettled, and elevation changes that just completely destroys your braking. So it's not an easy corner to brake. A lot of drivers, as you've seen so far, have made that mistake and opened up the door for cars to just get by. With the incredible pace of Daniel Thomas and that easy draft that you got down that straight heading towards Spoon, he's closed the gap even further, taking an excellent exit out of Spoon. It looks like he's gonna make a move. Francois, is he gonna choose the inside, outside? Is he gonna throw the defensive line? It looks like he's throwing the defensive line. He's wanting Daniel Thomas to go around the outside in Spoon. And these cars are giving just enough room to make it work. Francois is able to stick it to him and keep him back behind. This is actually the last lap of our race. Francois is able to now. Oh wow! What a beautiful move from Francois to force him to go around the outside, and that's now put Francois into the lead race and won the race. Congratulations to Francois for winning the race. Oh wow! With that beautiful defensive move, keeping Daniel Thomas at bay. Great recovery drive from Daniel Thomas, of course. Great recovery drive from Michael Houghton to be in 3rd place. Charlie Poulier, amazing recovery drive as well, starting 10 spots back from where he finished here. He's up 10 spots. Holy crap, up 10 spots. Carl Ribbon coming across in 5th. He's up 2 spots with Simon Felt directly behind. I have no idea how this is going to turn out. I have no idea. We're going to have to get the calculator out on this one. And yeah, post-race celebrations, of course. Mark Santana in 8th. Oh, no, sorry. This is Rafa Casacerda coming across in 8 positions. We got Mark Santana in 8th position. Aaron Hall with that not-so-good-looking car coming across in 9th. Great finish, given all that had happened. An exciting race for everyone. Ariel Julian in 10th. Oh, and it looks like Ariel may lose another position to Gary Watson coming around in the Monster Energy car coming out of that final corner and passing our start-finish line. Let's see where Benjamin Roche is heading into our final chicane. Coming out of that turn, it looks like he is our last driver on track, and once we do that, we'll be able to, of course, bring up our feature race results. Yep. And what a race that was. I gotta say, that was an intense race. A lot happened that race. That was absolutely amazing. I can't wait to tally up those final race results. Um, and if anyone's still watching and they want to do some sort of post race interview, I'm in the Discord. If not, then I understand. You're probably all excited. You gotta go chill out, hang out. But wow, what a race! We have Francois. Congratulations once again for winning that race. Keeping Daniel Thomas at bay with all that pressure behind, he just made it happen. What a beautiful defensive line. What a beautiful, beautiful drive from Francois. An amazing job from Daniel Thomas and Michael Hownick in that final pole position. Sure, 2 spots down from where he really wanted to be, but ending up in third is not that bad. Charlie Poulier in 4th spot. We're going to have to see with our calculator if he's able to keep P1 in the season. I'm doubtful, to be honest. Carl Ribbing in P5. Simon Fell in P6. Oh, that's going to be intense, real tight. I can't wait to see how that goes with the points. Rafa Casacurta 7th. Mark Santana in 8th. Aaron Hall in 9th. Gary Watson in 10th. Ariel Julian 11th. Benjamin Roche in 12th. Michael David in 13th. Young Choi 14th. Mark Lampert with that unfortunate run into the barrier in 15th and out of the race. And that was our race. What a lovely race. Great job, everyone. And yeah, we'll tally up the points and see how it goes. But hope you guys all enjoyed that race. I know I definitely did. And have a good evening, folks. And I'll see you guys Porsche Cup Challenge for the Euro Division on Sunday. And yeah, have a good night, guys.